Alright, I have got an arcade board hooked up to a Commodore 1084S-P monitor. I don't have sound hooked up right now, just the video. It looks really nice. The last video I made showed some kind of funkiness going on with the image, but I'm pretty sure that was because it was composite and not RGB. This RGB looks really nice. So down here, just temporary, I have a speaker hooked up until I hook up the Commodore speaker. The reason I don't have it going to the monitor right now is the monitor has got an amplifier in it, so I need to convert the game's amplified sound to line level sound before I put it into the Commodore speakers. There are really cheap devices you can buy on eBay that let you plug an RCA jack in with amplified sound and then an RCA jack out that is non-amplified, line level. I've got my hacked Sidewinder controller from another video. I've got my test board, Konami Devastators, going into my JAMA test box that I still haven't finished. That currently just has power plug in going to one switch, which powers a switcher. Goes to the JAMA harness, and then the wires go out to controllers, video, and sound. Here I've got my video that I had to convert to a 6-pin DIN connector. The back of the 1084S-P does not have a standard VGA type monitor connector. It's got a 6-pin full-size DIN connector. I bought one of these at Vetco Electronics. Soldered wires for red, blue, green, ground, and sync. It uses composite sync will work. You hook it up to the horizontal sync on the 1084 monitor. There are pinouts online. I got caught out by them because some of the pinouts are from the viewpoint of the input jack and some are from the 6-pin DIN connector. So at first I had it wired backwards, so the colors were all wrong and it wouldn't sync at all. I knew exactly what it was when I saw it. So make sure when you're looking at the pinouts online, if you're looking at the input side, so you have to reverse it when you're wiring the male side that actually plugs into it. You won't hurt anything. The ground signal is the same no matter which way you have it wired up because it's pin 3, which is at the top of the connector or bottom of the DIN connector, so it's pretty much going to be, or top of the DIN connector. Anyway, it's going to be in the same position whether you've mirrored the rest of the wires or not. So you'll know because you'll hook it up and it just won't work at all. So fix that, and so now I've got video. I've got an actual test monitor up now that I've repaired this Amiga monitor. So probably not going to be able to do it with one hand, but the other thing I need to test is my Sidewinder hack, which I had done before without the monitor in a video. So if we watch the screen here, under credit 00, I'll hit the credit button on the Sidewinder, and it adds credits. I hit start. Starts a game. Well, okay, the start is a bit iffy. There we go. It's an indented button. I think it's just hard to push because it's inset into the controller. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to show with one hand, but everything does work. There's fire, there's grenade, left, right, forward, back. So it does work. My cheap hack on the Sidewinder does work. It's not real easy to play. It's not a very comfortable D-pad. But whatever, the whole point was to see if you can do it with these cheap controllers instead of the $50 a piece Neo Geo controllers, and you can. So you can save some of these from the garbage can because nobody uses GamePort joysticks anymore. If you want, you can hack them using the copper wire or copper tape that I showed in another video. Refresher course. You get too much resistance if you try and wire it up and just use the carbon pads for the buttons. So if you put copper tape over the buttons and solder it to the lines that go to the wires, that go out to the controller, that go to your JAMA harness, then it seems to lower the resistance enough to make it work, at least for this Konami Devastators board. I haven't tested on any other boards, so I don't know if it works for everything. You don't have to put the carbon tape on the directionals because underneath the carbon they actually have copper traces, whereas these buttons, when I scraped off the carbon, there was nothing there, just PCB. So on the controller that I've got working right now, these are all just the original carbon, and buttons 1, 2, 3, coin, and start, I put the copper tape on, and they all seem to be working. So yeah, another step in the JAMA test rig complete. Now I just need to wire up sound to this monitor and then figure out my final steps on this project box. Currently thinking, here's a little plate. I was trying to figure out how much stuff I need to poke out through the side of the box. Power switch for the switcher, power switch for a transformer, power plug input, sound out, video out, a fan for some airflow, cut a notch in the top here so you can get to the switching power supply adjust knob to adjust your voltage, controllers, possibly through the side of the box here, and through the back of the box on big notch so that the JAMA harness wires will come out this side. So you close the lid, the JAMA harness comes up here, you plug your board in on top, and you'll have all your power and connectors on the sides so you can plug everything in and play. Anyway, that's the goal, and here's where we're at now.